Welcome aboard Beyond the Engine Room, a podcast produced by Rob Peterson, an ex-Marine fitter who tells us about his travels around the globe, some of the characters he met, the ports he saw, and even a glimpse inside the engine room. All right, so we're heading north today.
North.
Way north to Alaska.
Oh, wow.
For this deep dive, we're going all the way back to September 1990.
Okay.
He documented this incredible trip to Alaska.
Wow.
And I think you're going to love this one.
I love Alaska. I've never been, but
It's amazing.
just seeing pictures and stuff, it's just...
It is. So Rob's journey starts in Cardiff, Wales,
Okay. Right.
with 5 of his coworkers to London Heathrow
Oh, so they're going all the way.
to catch their flight to Anchorage.
Gotcha.
And of course, before they even get on the plane,
Yeah.
they make a beeline for the airport bar.
Oh, yeah. Got to have that pre-flight drink.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, it's 1990.
Right.
What was air travel like back then?
I mean, totally different world, right? This is pre-9/11.
Right.
So, I mean, even getting through security would have been
Oh,
a
yeah.
breeze.
Yep, Heathrow.
Yeah.
And Rob, he scores a window seat for this massive flight to Anchorage.
That's the best seat on the plane.
He even mentions how amazing it was flying over the Canadian coastline. Just imagine those views.
Oh, yeah. Just those vast, rugged landscapes. It
Yeah.
must be so different from Wales.
Totally. And speaking of different, get this. Rob lands in Anchorage, and he's totally floored by all the taxidermied animals at the airport.
Wait, really? Like, a lot of them?
Tons of them. He couldn't believe how many there were and how big they were.
Huh. That's interesting. I wonder why they have so many at the airport.
It's Alaska, right? Maybe it's just part of their thing.
Yeah. I guess it kind of sets the scene for what you're about to experience. Like, hey, you're in wild Alaska now.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, and Rob also mentioned the temperature difference. He said it was way colder than back in Cardiff.
Yeah, Anchorage is pretty far north.
So after getting used to the Alaskan chill, Rob and his team hop in a car
Okay.
and they drive to Whittier,
Whittier. Well,
which is where he really starts to appreciate
yeah.
the grandeur of the Alaskan landscape.
Well, that drive's supposed to be incredible.
It is.
Like, you're driving through picture postcards the whole way.
That's what he said.
Right through the Chugach Mountains,
Yeah.
past these towering peaks and glaciers. And, I mean, can you imagine
Wow.
seeing a fjord for the first time, cutting into the coastline? I mean, that's got to be something else.
So this is where the maritime engineering part of the story comes in. They board the Pacific Princess cruise ship in Whittier.
The Pacific Princess, what kind of ship was that?
I think it was like a mid-sized cruise ship.
Okay.
Pretty popular in the 80s and 90s,
Right, right.
known for its Alaskan itineraries.
A minute, wasn't that the ship from the Love Boat?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Apparently that show was a huge deal back then, like made cruises super popular.
Wow, so Rob sailed on a famous ship. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, except he wasn't there on vacation. He and his team, they were there to work,
Work on a cruise ship. What were they doing?
working in the engine room.
Really? That's a tough job, especially on a ship that size.
Right. Imagine being surrounded by all this incredible Alaskan scenery, but stuck down in the engine room.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate contract. Above deck, you've got these beautiful views, fresh air, and then below deck, it's probably noisy, hot, and cramped.
I guess that's why Rob always made sure to spend his breaks up on deck, just soaking it all in. He mentions being drawn to those views, even though he was there to work.
I can understand that. Okay, so from this kind of like hidden away starting point, he ends up in Skagway, which now that's a name I have heard of.
Oh, yeah. He describes it as this, historic town from the gold rush days, right?
Yeah.
Now it's a popular stop for cruise ships. And he really paints this picture in his writing of, dramatic snow-capped mountains towering over this little town.
Hmm.
And one detail that stood out to me was him mentioning a vintage steam locomotive.
Interesting.
Like, can you imagine that? Like stepping back in time, surrounded by these mountains.
Yeah. Skagway's got such a wild history, during that Klondike Gold Rush.
Right.
Thousands of people just flooded into this like super remote outpost, all hoping to strike it rich. And he talks about how the town's got this whole gold rush vibe going on, like they're really playing that up. And it made me wonder, like, is that the real deal?
Yeah.
Or is it more for the tourists?
It's a good question. And a lot of those old gold rush towns, they kind of struggle with that, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you keep the authenticity, but also make it appealing for tourists who are coming specifically for that history?
Right. Get this. Tracy Armfjord.
And he describes it with this word, mythical.
I bet.
Like narrow waterways, these huge cliffs, waterfalls everywhere. It sounds like something you'd see in a movie.
Yeah, Tracy Arm is amazing. It's a perfect example of how powerful glaciers can be, over thousands of years.
So, drum roll, please, because here comes the big one. Glacier Bay.
Mm.
And he calls it a total pinch me moment. Like he can't believe he's actually there.
I can only imagine.
This giant wall of ice against these snow-covered mountains. The scale of it must be mind-blowing.
It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? And, glaciers are so much more than just, pretty scenery. They're actually super important for the environment.
So amidst all this, epic scenery, what was daily life like for Rob on board?
Yeah.
He mentions in his account that the crew would watch icebergs float by during their breaks.
Huh.
You're working in this confined environment on the ship, the same routine day in and day out.
Right.
And then you dock in a place like Juneau, and it's like stepping into a whole other world,
Right.
Different culture, different history. Everything's just kind of new and exciting.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what did Rob get up to in Juneau?
So the Pacific Princess pulls into port, and Rob and a few of his buddies decide to make the most of their lunch break.
Okay.
And they head to this place called the Red Dog Saloon.
The Red Dog Saloon. Now, that's a name I've heard before. Isn't that place, super famous?
Oh, yeah. It's legendary. It's been around for over a century.
A century.
Wow. Yeah, so you can just imagine the history those wolves have seen. I mean, we're talking miners from the Gold Rush days, fishermen, loggers, all sorts of colorful characters have probably swung through those saloon doors.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a real piece of Alaskan history.
Oh, absolutely.
So what was it like inside? Did Rob talk about the atmosphere?
Yeah, he mentions grabbing some cold beers with his friends and just kind of soaking up the Alaskan culture, as he calls it.
I love that, soaking up the Alaskan culture. It makes you wonder what that actually looked like for him, though.
Picture Rob sitting at the bar, chatting with some grizzled old prospector, hearing tales of the Gold Rush days, and maybe that's exactly what happened.
Maybe he did. Or maybe it was just a good burger and a cold beer with his buddies.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But even that, that simple act of being in a new environment, taking a break from the routine of ship life, that can be pretty impactful.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a little mental reset,
Yeah, exactly. A chance to recharge and come back to the ship with some fresh stories and perspectives. And we're just going to be looking at what Rob does with his lunch break.
Which is only an hour.
Just 1 hour in Ketchikan, which is called the salmon capital of the world. So what would someone like Rob actually see and experience during that hour?
Well, he'd probably step off the ship and find himself right in the heart of things, probably wandering down Creek Street.
Creek Street.
Yeah, it's this historic boardwalk built entirely on stilts over Ketchikan Creek. Yeah, and the buildings are all these bright colors, and they used to be saloons and brothels back in the day.
Oh, wow. So it's got a bit of a wild past.
Definitely a different vibe than the cruise ship, I'd say.
For sure. We're picking up with Rob's story.
Okay.
As the ship is leaving Ketchikan, Alaska.
Oh.
And headed to Vancouver.
All right, nice.
On the last leg of this cruise.
Yeah, so the final destination for the cruise.
This is the home stretch for everybody.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because we're going to be looking at the experience of somebody who's working.
Yes.
While everybody else is,
on a holiday,
enjoying themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
On vacation.
Yeah, having a good time.
So,
what exactly did a marine fitter do?
Right. Well, that's a great question.
Then.
Yeah, back in 1990, on a ship like this, a marine fitter, they were responsible for keeping all the essential systems running. So we know from Rob's diary that he had a particularly challenging time on this leg of the trip. Okay, what happened?
One of the freshwater pumps.
Oh, no.
Malfunction.
Oh, gosh, that's not good.
And he had to work around the clock.
Oh, wow.
To fix it so that people could,
have fresh water.
Drink water?
Yeah, exactly.
Shower.
Yeah, you need fresh water for pretty much everything on a ship like that.
I mean, I can't imagine how stressful that must have been.
Yeah, and I mean, think about where these pumps are usually located. They're down in the engine room.
Right.
Right?
Which is probably not the most pleasant place to be. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's cramped.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
And it's probably, kind of smelly.
Yeah. Probably not the best place to be working.
Not a place you want to be spending, all day and all night.
Yeah.
Trying to fix something.
The ship is getting closer to Vancouver.
Yeah.
You can really feel the excitement in his words.
Okay.
He's really looking forward
to get in there back in Vancouver. And then in Vancouver, he meets up with his colleagues, two other marine fitters, Bobby and Wyndham.
Okay. So like a team of marine fitters.
Yeah, yeah. I love this. This is really cool. And Wyndham, get this description of Wyndham. It's amazing. Strong, stocky, covered in tattoos, balding Elvis Quiff.
Wow. What a character. You can almost picture this guy.
So we've got the sort of, the glamorous cruise ship.
Yeah.
And then this like really interesting sort of character in Wyndham.
Yeah, and I always find it fascinating when you get these really vivid descriptions of people, right? It makes you think about, don't judge a book by its cover kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because often, the people who might seem a bit rough around the edges are actually the ones with the biggest hearts.
And that's exactly what it says here. It says that he had a heart of gold. So
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
So they're in Vancouver.
Okay.
What's the first thing they do?
Oh, I don't know. Hit up like a really fancy restaurant, something swanky.
9 a.m., Skid Row, dive bar.
Whoa. Okay. That's a hard left turn.
Bit of a contrast.
Yeah.
Like, imagine going from that luxurious cruise ship to like this, dive bar.
Yeah.
At 9 in the morning, it says it was full of these like horror movie characters.
I mean, it's just fascinating to me. Like, what would possess you to, like, you're in Vancouver, beautiful city. What is it about a dive bar at 9 a.m. that's so appealing?
I mean, maybe it's like the ultimate authentic,
Yeah.
Vancouver experience.
Maybe they wanted to see a different side of the city,
Yeah. From this horror movie bar.
They didn't stay there all day, did they?
No, they didn't. They went to BC Place next.
BC Place, okay. The stadium.
The huge indoor stadium, yeah.
Okay.
And this is where it gets interesting because Rob actually persuades Bobby and Wyndham to take a tour of the stadium.
A tour of the stadium, so he's interested in that.
Yeah, it seems like he is, I mean, obviously we're just working with little snippets here, but
Sure.
kind of shows that even when you're traveling with other people, you still got your own interests.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to follow them.
And for a marine fitter, I mean, a stadium tour could be quite interesting.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, you think about the scale of the construction, the engineering involved.
Oh, yeah, like the
It's
similarities with schist.
Exactly. Maybe he saw connections to his own work.
That's a really good point. Yeah, and then from the stadium, they make their way over to Gastown, which is like the historical district of Vancouver.
Okay.
Rob, he's captivated by this steam clock.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. A little bit of history.
But, Bobby and Wyndham, they're more interested in finding a beer.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny how, like, even when you're traveling with people, everyone's got their own priorities, right?
Yeah.
Some people are all about the sights. Some people are all about the food. Some people just want to relax and have a beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And then for Rob, this kind of whirlwind tour of Vancouver marks the end of his work trip. He flies back to the UK, another job done.
There's something really satisfying about, finishing a job, especially when it's taken you to all these different places and you've had these unique experiences along the way.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot we can take away from Rob's experience, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about being a marine fitter. It's about, the value of hard work.
Right.
It's about adventure. It's about camaraderie. It's about, the unexpected places that your job can take you.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that, work doesn't always have to be this mundane thing. It can be an opportunity to see the world, meet new people, and have these amazing experiences.
Exactly. You've been listening to Beyond the Engine Room, a production by Rob Peterson.
And keep those engines running.